Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for attending our encore performance of the ENBY Ensemble. My name is Lisa Alves, the managing producer at Cahoots, if you don't know who I am. Tanisha Tate and Tanisha is the artistic director of Cahoots Theater, if you didn't know. We are both very excited to have been able to offer the second and final presentation of the ENBY Ensemble. So I don't want to take up too much time, but I just want to go over some accessibility items, all right? So the first one is we are recording the event, and the recording will be made available in the coming days on the Cahoots YouTube channel. I'll be sending out the link for everyone who's registered on the Simply K register form, which is how you got the link. So don't worry about hustling to find it. We'll send it to you, don't worry. Please keep your videos and mics off for the duration of the presentation. We also have auto captions powered by Rev AI tonight. So everyone should see a CC icon at the bottom toolbar of the Zoom screen. You can click on that and then you can either choose the transcription option or the closed caption option. That is why you see the live little button at the top of the presentation screen. That's where the captions are coming from. If you need to leave at any time during the presentation, please feel free to leave and we'll let you come back in. So don't stress, no pressure. You can come and go as you please. Also, don't keep your Zoom on full screen because if you want to interact with the chat, we'd recommend that you minimize the Zoom window so you can keep the chat to the side and just, interact and react, send some emojis. All the ENBY Ensemble folks are going to be in there, so feel free to interact with them. Also, best way to view this presentation is on speaker view. So if you're looking at us in gallery view, please change that. You should really only see me at the moment. And finally, if there's any technical issues, please message me privately on the chat or, publicly, it doesn't matter. I'll help you either way. And if you do get kicked out of the Zoom for whatever reason and can't come back in, you can email me at lisa@cahoots.ca. But hopefully you all don't have any technical issues. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to the wonderful ENBY Ensemble. Have a blast.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hello, hi everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to the ENBY Manor. We are the ENBY Ensemble, and we were tasked by Cahoots Theater to come together over Zoom to create tonight's presentation of the ENBY Ensemble Presents, a very professional workshop process production of the ENBY Ensemble Part 2, The Ungendering, The Remount. Hi! Oh, it's so great to be back for another and final show. I am NIUBOI, and I came from Spain space to save the world from a life of blasé mundanity, you're welcome. I use they, them pronouns, please and thank you. And I am a performance artist who's currently pivoting my practice from live to digital due to the current pandemonium. But enough about me, let's meet everyone else.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dhanish. You can use he, she, or they pronouns with me, but I like if you throw some in every now and again, a different one. You literally can't get it wrong. I am just a maid in the ENBY Manor, but otherwise, I am an actor, musician, writer, sound designer, director, teacher. There's lots of reasons you can hire me. Lots. I am excited to be here, and I'm sad it's our final show. And I'm passing it on to Ken.
Hello, I'm Ken. My pronouns are they, them. I'm excited to give y'all a peek at what happens when you let us roam free with no supervision, the whole bunch of non-binary folks. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to throw it off to Robyn.
Oh, I'm Robyn. I use she, he, they pronouns interchangeably, just like Dhanish, sprinkle it in, keep it spicy, keep me on my toes. I am a spoken word poet by trade, but speaking of toes, I've been dipping mine into the theater realm recently, and I've gotten to explore it with these super cool humans. I'll pass it off to Sansom.
Hi, I'm Sansom. I don't use any pronouns. My name is unique enough, so why not spread it around? So I'm a theater maker. I do it all, you name it, I've done it, and I plan to do more of it. I am also a baby drag artist under the pseudonym Big Daddy Red. So hopefully you can passing it on to Lord Titus.
Hello, I am Lord Titus Androgynous, the owner of this manor. Not really. I am a performer, singer, clown, drag king. I use they, them pronouns, except when I'm in drag, then I use he, him pronouns. And I won't frankly turn my back on anyone who uses any pronoun for me, but they, them is the most preferred. We've had such an amazing time hanging out together, all of us non-binary performers. And what the most amazing part has been the conversations that we've had here on Zoom, made amazing connections, and finding all the places where we have things in common and things that have been completely different for each of us. And because it was such a huge part of the time that we spent together, we wanted to bring a bit of that vibe to you. This is all about the process of what it was like to have us non-binary folk here in the room with our facilitators, Ximena and Jay, who you'll see up at the top there, the godlike figures who helped us move about this space and gave us all kinds of amazing things to do. All of us had incredible conversations. And although we'll give you some glimpses into what that was like, because we're just all kind of hanging out here with you all tonight, we did try to condense some of that conversation into a little piece that we're going to perform for you live right now. The ENBY conversation.
Question period. Is your trans joy organic or store-bought?
It's super hot erotica.
I hope I can find comfort in my body again.
It's fingernails to connect the dots.
I should have done more today.
It's my favorite stain on my mattress.
It's twice as smart and just as hot.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Do you acknowledge that gender is a social construct?
I was planning to this afternoon.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
I'll try anything.
Are you ready to examine and slough off the trappings of societal gender roles that you still hold as sacred? Hardest thing is changing habits.
I'm so ready, but it's so scary.
I don't know how to feel about it.
On a scale of 1 to getting mammed or sirred, how dysphoric are you today?
Hardest thing is changing habits.
Mira lopila.
Want to drink my tears?
You would cry into my arms.
What have you sacrificed to get here?
I forgot how to dress.
A constellation.
She always knew what I liked.
What's your hyperfixation right now?
Super hot erotica.
Wanna come?
What are you hoping to find when you enter ENBY Manor?
I want tingles on my arm.
I feel a big change coming.
What gift will you leave behind for newcomers to discover?
A constellation.
Fingernails to connect the dots.
Rapid breaths and blinks.
Fast morning birdsong.
Affirmations, Daddy.
Super hot erotica.
Rapid breaths and blinks. Fast morning birdsong. Want to drink my tears? Affirm me, Daddy. I'll try anything. Super hot erotica. My glasses stayed on, racing past my beating heart. Big stretch, big energy, fingernails to connect the dots. I know what you did. I miss you, my love. I should not be this tired. Ugh. Twice as smart and just as hot. Affirm me, Daddy. Life's water falling, squishy little puddle, a constellation. I like it to make some sense. Bring us to the edge of our thick thesauruses. I finished my book. Twice as smart and just as hot. Freckles on my back, spit and slip it in. Favorite stain on my mattress. Okay, so that was just one of the many audio-visual presentations that we're going to be presenting tonight in our very professional process presentation. Because we spent the last 10 weeks over Zoom together, and none of us are video editors by trade, but we have put these little audio-visual creations together. And we've really prioritized our own comfort within this process, but like there are many ways in which we have extended our own comfort, I think, just by being in these boxes. But I just want to take a minute right now to make sure everyone is as comfortable as they possibly can be. Make sure that you're in a position that is right, that you are breathing to your fullest extent. And know that this is fleeting, this is the final version, this is ephemeral, but FOMO is only real if you make it. So if you need to leave and come back, leave and come back, live your life. So I'm wondering, pals, what are ways in which this process has made you uncomfortable? And what are ways in which this process has made you feel comfortable?
I am so uncomfortable with dancing. And so being able to dance in front of all y'all and not feel like a bunch of to feel like a bunch of gangly limbs, but to feel okay with it has been nice.
Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable with filming video of myself. We did a lot of that, so yeah, it's been fun to push that.
I like to take time to think about the things that I'm going to create and then take the time to create. And there was no time for that. So the very first like half hour of things that we did the first time we met, and it was like, all right, take 10 minutes, write a monologue, do a thing, then present it. I was like, what? And as soon as that happened, and it was fine, and it was brilliant to see what everybody did, and it was all good to fail. It was like suddenly comfort, suddenly anything could be thrown in there, and it was brilliant.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I hate the sound of my own voice. I had to edit so many things with me talking and singing in them, and I knew that with all y'all, it would all be okay. Just like this next little video that we have, the beginning of a triptych, Peekaboo 1.
Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Hello? Hello?
I get tired of gender peekaboos sometimes. When I'm at my most confused and fragile, I feel like I haven't yet developed identity permanence. That every time I throw back the mask I wear to get through a moment, through the day and through life, I see someone with whom I'm unfamiliar. I masticate through these meetings of myself, performing but still experiencing joy, fear, disgust, humor, worry. But sometimes I need that peekaboo, because when I'm at my most confident and fiery, as the hands pull away, I see an identity that doesn't need permanence, because it's me no matter what.
Welcome back.
Something that has been very important to all of us in this process has been the land on which we each sit, because we acknowledge that we are all across Canada, which is a great opportunity that we have by being in these Zoom boxes. And so we decided that each week we would each take the time to present a land acknowledgement, as opposed to just doing like one big weird conglomeration. So that's how we're going to do our land acknowledgements for this process performance as well. It's going to be a bit spread out and disjointed, but that's because we are all spread out and disjointed. So when I began this process, I was on Treaty 6 in Amiskwichi, Waskahagan, or so-called Edmonton in Alberta. It's the traditional meeting place for many peoples, including the Cree, Blackfoot, Dene, Saulteaux, Nakota Sioux, Métis, and so many others who called it a place of trading and movement. I myself moved out of there and across the Rockies to where I am now in the middle of this process, which was a choice. And now I am grateful to be back on my birth home place of the unceded and unsurrendered territory of the Siak, aka Okanagan people, and my nearest neighbors today are the Penticton Band. I believe that it is imminently important that we give land back to its Indigenous peoples, because science tells us that they're the best stewards of the land. And I try to move through this land as I found it, and with the spirit of peace and friendship. And now I'm tossing to Titus.
I come from a long line of colonizers on both sides of my family. Most of the people who from my family who first arrived here moved onto the land that they came by who knows how, and then they used that land for its resources and farming mostly, and gained in prosperity, and were able to pass that prosperity down along the lines to many people in my generation of the family. Most of these people, both the people whose lands were taken and my family members, I don't know their names, except for one. And one of those family members was famous enough, well known enough to have a mountain named after him. And I would like to take the time to acknowledge the original name of the mountain. On Treaty 7, territory of Kootenay, Stoney, Pagan, Siksika, and Tsuut'ina First Nations, in the area known as Banff. This mountain is called Waskahegan Wachi. I named that over my ancestor's name.
Thank you, Titus. Hi, everyone. My name is Jay Northcott, and I've been working with these beautiful ENBYs. And as the Indigenous person in this group, as the urban Indigenous person, but still Indigenous person, I lit this smudge, and it is so smoky right now, which I love. This is who we are. It's a smoke show, absolutely. And as my family, we are I'm just gonna move this. This is for you. This is for all of you to get all that fucking bad energy out of here. But my community was always known as nomads. They went to different tribes and slept with different women and different men and just planted their seed wherever they wanted. And I find that in myself, not that I'm planting seeds in a lot of people, but I'm planting seeds in a lot of places across Canada. And I'm so grateful to be in Takaranto, which has so many Indigenous people here, from this land and not, but I would like to acknowledge people that are from this land, which are the Haudenosaunee, the Wendat, the Chippewa, and many other nations acknowledged and unacknowledged. And thank you so much for letting me be on this land. Chimagwech.
Thank you, Jay. Hi, everyone. My name is Dhanish again. I'm also in Tikaranto, the land where the trees meet. And at the start of this process, I was in the area that we call London, Ontario nowadays, which is the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Lenape, and the Attawandaron peoples. And for me, I'm a settler and an immigrant, which kind of go hand in hand, I suppose. And I'm an indigenous Dusun of Borneo. So in modern day Malaysia is what it's called now. And our culture was mostly completely supplanted by colonizers. So I don't know what my gods, my grandparents worshipped before colonization. So that has informed how I think of land back and giving decolonization. I think that there's an action in learning information that has been obscured. So I try to supplant all my colonizer learning, and I invite you to do the same. One thing that I did, because I was wondering, like, what was London, Ontario called by the Indigenous people who inhabited it? And it's so hard to find that information, but apparently there was a town of around 2,000 people of various nations who gathered around the river, what we call the River Thames, stretching back like 10,000 years ago. And that's just not something that we know, and it's not something that a lot of London Ontarians know. So yeah, so we're going to have another little section of 4 land acknowledgements after this for the rest of the NB team. In the vein of talking about heritage and all that kind of stuff, I wrote a song about this thing called the Kardashev scale. So the Kardashev scale, it's a scale of basically advanced civilizations. Futurists use it to be like, oh, this is how a civilization will look like if they're advanced and spacefaring and da-da-da-da-da. And there's different scales. I wrote a song. Do you guys want to hear it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Not like it wasn't planned. Thank you. Great. Can we all hear this? Oh, I need to have versional sound. Okay. Can you hear this? Wahoo! All right. Sing along if you want, if you know it. First rule the Earth, then rule the Sun, then rule the Milky Way galaxy. This is a Kardashev scale, a measure of technological advancement on our way to losing our mortal bodies. That's what we all want, right? Right? There's 4 types of civilization in the Kardashev scale. A type 1 species can access all the energy on its home planet. This is where humans currently are. To be type 2, you'd harness the energy of your sun by building a massive structure around it. That seems pretty far from current technology. Type 3, control the galaxy and all its energy. Type 4, shed our mortal bodies and become a hive mind. Type 5, become a mega multi-universal universe beginning, ever spinning. Gender's just a mortal feeling. Shut up, mom, let me believe in gods who don't have bodies. And that's a little song, a little hive mind song, a little live music for you. I'll be here all week. Buy me a drink at the bar. So I'm gonna pass it on to Sansom. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you so much for that beautiful song. Sorry, I didn't cry last week. And I'm going to try to not cry today because I have the privilege of talking about safety today. And I think it's something that means a lot to everyone in this room right now. And in a time when we can't meet physically and we don't have these spaces to be with each other, like what an incredible, incredible thing to see 8 NBs in one virtual room together. And I just think of how rare it is to see it, and the invisibility of existing in this world and being denied yourself over and over and over again. I won't speak for everyone, but I know that's something that I experience in my day-to-day with my work and my life. And so to be able to come into this room every week and just be, as NIUBOI so graciously said, feel comfort and ease with each one of you. And it's just been such an incredible pleasure. And I just want to once again go through the room and just acknowledge everyone that I've had the pleasure of spending these last 11 weeks with. Ximena, Jay, Ken, Titus, Dhanish, Robyn, and NIUBOI. thank you so much for everything. And we have another lovely, lovely video that we created together to share with you.
The implicit conflation of home and safety is devilishly difficult to shake. This begins with the literal problem that a house is not always safe, but even as we move beyond, the associations can be just as tenuous. Home evokes origin for me. Beginnings can be beautiful but bloody. They can be significant without being sympathetic. Just because somewhere, something, or some way has been centered so that it is home physically, emotionally, behaviorally, does not make it safe. Static is not safe. Has been doesn't mean it is. Take something as simple as a voice. It may have an historic home with regard to register, timbre, tone, and texture, but even as it rests on the throne of traditions, safety is threatened, simply because the thing itself doesn't do the damage. The voice doesn't hurt, doesn't mean its history doesn't. When a home is built on false foundations, the safest thing can sometimes be to leave.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Thank you very much for that beautiful video. Ken, your words and your everything is beautiful. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna cry. Don't worry about it. So I have the pleasure of introducing the next piece, which is again a piece that we all kind of created together. But NIUBOI, our lieutenant commander, created the song and edited it all together. It's a really fun piece about gender presentation. So the question that I'd like to pose to you all, and if anyone else in the audience wants to put their answers in the chat, I'd be interested too. Thinking about gender presentation, what is your favorite outfit of 2020? You can only pick one. Only one outfit. What's your favorite one?
Oh, I have a yellow outfit. One day somebody asked me, "Are you from the daycare?" And I just thought that was the perfect description of it.
My favorite outfit is Sansom's leather daddy outfit. It's so good.
Wow. Yeah, that is a good outfit. If anyone, I think we're going to see it in the next video. That's fun.
It's going to be hard to get me out of soft pants after this whole thing is over. I am wearing some jeans right now just for all of you, but you know, like just living the life of a soft pant. I'm enjoying that.
I'm not wearing jeans, I'm wearing shorts. Just so everyone knows. On that note, I'm sure you're all super excited to see Sansom's leather daddy look. So we're gonna go to our little video here.
I just wanna get changed again. I just wanna get changed 10 more times. I just wanna get changed again. I just wanna get changed 10 more times. Who am I? What am I gonna look like today? What's my gender presentation? And will my voice just give me away? I just wanna get changed again. I just wanna get changed 10 more times. I just wanna get changed again. I just wanna get changed 10 more times. Who am I? What am I gonna look like when I grow? Who am I? What am I now? I just wanna get changed again. I just wanna get changed 10 more times. I just wanna get changed again. I just wanna get changed 10 more times. I just wanna get changed again. I just wanna get changed 10 more times. I just wanna get changed again. I just wanna get changed 10 more times. Who am changed 10 more times. I just want to get changed again. I just want to get changed 10 more times.
Can I just say that we got changed like 10,000 times in our pre-show? I was like, the second I came on, I was like, okay, so what am I gonna wear? Like, what am I gonna do? I loved it.
Yeah, we literally all got changed, and then someone else would get changed, and we would be like, should I change it to something else? I'm gonna change. Ximena, are you coming? Join
Ximena,
us.
get down
I'm
there.
coming. Hello.
We're also missing, oh yeah, there's Titus.
Titus and Jay.
Spotlights are being mean. They won't let us all stay.
Yeah, the spotlights right now are spicy.
There we go. Got it.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, here I am.
Is this
Technology
maybe
is
it's COVID?
my nemesis. So, you know,
We did it. We did it.
living that queer other life. Hi. My name is Ximena. I have had the joy and pleasure of co-facilitating the lovely group of MVs for the last 11 weeks, and I'm just gonna pick up the land acknowledgement. And I will give like a tiny bit of a content warning for my land acknowledgement, just referencing like protesting and police brutality in the next little bit. So I'm from Venezuela. I come from a long line of Basque colonizers to Venezuela. I grew up in Caracas, which is named after the Caracas people, which were the indigenous people that used to live in the valley that is now the city capital of Venezuela. And I am a settler in Canada in part because of the deep political distress and situation back home. I moved to Canada 10 years ago, and I have a conflicted relationship to safety in this land as someone that sees a lot of privileges in this land. And I want to acknowledge that and honor that. And I also want to take the time to make space to speak about the crimes that are happening in Colombia, in Cali and in Bogota specifically, against the protesters who have been facing deep police brutality over the last 8 days. So if you don't know what is happening in Colombia, there was a tax reform that was trying to get pushed by the government, and the people took to the streets, and the tax reform has been pulled because of the protests, but they've been met with deep police brutality in like armed ways. There's a certain amount of deaths, and they really need support and people to echo the story, because it's really getting sheltered. Like a lot of people aren't hearing about it. So I just want to honor the struggle in South America and in all of America, but specifically in Colombia over the last week. I'm gonna put on the chat, there is a vigil happening for Colombia and in Nathan Phillips Square Saturday at 5 p.m. Saturday the 8th at Nathan Phillips Square. So I'm just gonna drop that in the chat for everybody to see. And I also found, it's been hard. I've been looking for mutual aid groups, but because it's all in Spanish and kind of shelter, it's still pretty complicated. But I did manage to find one. It's a PayPal account for people that are like collecting food. So I'm gonna drop that there. If you want to redistribute some funds to support, please do. I do think that land acknowledgements are more than just about naming the land. They're really about action. And so put your money where your mouth is and support what you can. And the last thing that I am putting up is a Colombian artist that has some posters with some information where you can support. It's in Spanish, but that's what we have. If you haven't heard about it, please go read up on it. The world is in chaos in so many places. There's so much to do. You could do one positive action every day. Just keep pushing towards that. Thank you. And I'm gonna pass it on to Robyn.
Thanks, Ximena. I'm Robyn. I'm currently joining you from Hamilton, Ontario, which is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe nations, and many, many, many nations, recorded and unrecorded. I am Punjabi. I'm from India, and my family has a pretty long line of immigration and fleeing genocide. My family in part moved to England, and then England to Canada, or straight to Canada, Montreal specifically, because we were fleeing the 1984 Sikh genocide, which is a thing that happened, and it was wild. And I don't really know how to talk about it without joking about it, really. I grew up in Brampton, which is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and the Haudenosaunee and the Mississaugas of the Credit. And I went to a school of 2,000 kids of color. Most of us first gen, most of us immigrants ourselves. And we find so much privilege and safety being here and not being in the countries that rejected us and that made us flee. And I feel like oftentimes we forget that our parents or ourselves even, have been fleeing countries that are trying to kill us, and we come here and we thank Justin Trudeau and we like shine his shoes. When the same thing is happening here, just a lot more, not to us, so we don't think about it. So it's really important for me as a person of color, especially a person with a long line of genocide and, state sanctioned violence in my history and my family's history, to acknowledge that that shit is still happening here. And, we more than anybody else should feel empathy with that and work on that. Yeah. So I'm gonna pass it on to Ken.
Yeah, I'm zooming in from Ottawa, traditional and unceded territory of the Anishinaabe Algonquin people, traditional caretakers of the Ottawa River and its many tributaries. Something that I am trying to center in my work is reckoning with our past and where we have perhaps taken for granted or not aware of the ways colonialism has benefited us. I'm someone who grew up camping a lot. I spent so much time in Algonquin Provincial Park and camping on pristine lands, and they are that way because of the stewardship of Indigenous folks all over. And so as we move forward, we need to look back at where we can come to terms with the fact it's not this heady concept, it's something that has touched all of our lives. And so doing the work of looking back and understanding how and where colonialism has benefited you is something that I'm trying to center more in my work moving forward. Sansom?
Thanks, Ken. My name is, I'm here in Chibuktuk. Like Ken, I was born in Ottawa, the Anishinaabe Algonquin territory. I've been very fortunate enough in my life that I've been able to move from Ottawa to Takaranto and now to Chibuktuk, the home of the Mi'kmaq people. And in case people don't know or aren't aware, out of sight of Nova Scotia, recently there was colonial violence. I will put it that way, against the Indigenous folks of our land, where they have the right to a moderate livelihood of fish, while white fisher people violently attacked them for this, claiming that they were taking too much. And I think that's something that moving forward, I really want to work on for myself and encourage everyone else to, is that idea of taking too much. And as we as colonizers, this idea, this capitalist colonialist idea of the land, how we take for profit, but we don't actually look after it. And I think there, like Ken said, there's a lot to be learned from the original caretakers who have done so much and continue to do so much to look after this land, that future generations can enjoy it as we do. Thank you so much. This was our last land acknowledgement. I now have the pleasure of introducing the second in our, I never pronounced the word correctly, triptych, the second one. So please enjoy.
Can you keep a secret? I am hiding in plain sight, passing eye to eye with people who will never know, but certainly guess, perceiving me in whatever way makes them feel most comfortable. But that isn't me. Too much, but never enough. I radiate.
I'm gonna eat you up.
Eat you up. No more feeling small, hopeless, helpless, waiting, watching the world pass by. It will eat you up and spit you out. But I don't want to be for all tastes. I am delicious, delicate, dangerous, and I move freely, open and ready. Soft, slutty, smart. I am gonna eat you up.
These spotlights are really not having it with us today.
No, I just
There's not a spotlight big enough for all. Move out of the way. Only one spotlight. Only one end spotlight. Just kidding.
Oh, I just want to say, anyone like pinball? That was for NIUBOI. I am Titus, and I am the elder queer of the group. I love to point out that one of the NBs in the group proclaimed that an elder queer becomes an elder queer at age 30. So I'm well within the range of elderliness in the queer world. I'm also the only one of the group that is a parent to a teenage child. And I like to parent with mindfully, knowing that there were things my parents could have done to make me feel seen, heard, supported in the various choices I made or could have made in my life. I like to make sure that my child knows that he can make any choice, and as long as it's made caringly and with some thought, that I will listen and I will support him in whatever he chooses, including trying to be very open about whether he may have any kind of changes to his gender presentation at some point, which he assures me he will not, but I'm still leaving it open just in case, just so he knows. I'm curious if any of you who are not yet parents might have a parenting tip, something to keep in mind.
Believe your child.
Yeah.
When they tell you stuff. That's one that I hope to keep in my forefront if I ever have children or a dog.
I wish someone had told me more it's okay to feel that way. As an adult, I know that it's okay to feel whatever I'm feeling, but I wasn't always told that.
Being open to... Go ahead, Ken.
Acceptance isn't the same as actively supporting. Do the research. It's not enough to just say I love you. You have to prove it.
Being open to being wrong. And yeah, like Ken said, taking the time to educate yourself instead of making your child do all that extra work.
I got chills. That's beautiful. All of you, really beautiful. Thank you. And for any of you, if anybody else has any tips to put in the chat, please do. This is leading us right into our fairy tale. We all wrote fairy tales, and this is the one that we all collaborated on after the story was written. The ENBY fairy tale.
Once upon a time, in a bright green forest next to a burbling brook, there was a giggling child chasing enormous butterflies.
Rapid breath.
And blinks.
Fast
morning.
Bird song.
The butterflies, which were twice the size of your favorite book, flashed iridescent colors as they darted through the shafts of sunlight that striped the wooded glade.
Race
Past my beating heart. The child skipped and leaped and tumbled in heaps of laughter as the butterflies flew around them and tickled them with their shining wings. As they got closer to the brook, the child looked down and saw multicolored, polka-dotted, water-spouting fish, squishy, jumping and flipping and somersaulting in and out of the water. The fish swam in bright streaks towards each other underwater, then leapt in unison out and over each other in spiraling dances. Sometimes the fish jumped as high as the butterflies, who tickled their fins before the fish splashed back down. Fast morning bird song. Seeing this, the child laughed even harder than before. They could no longer hold themselves upright for laughing. In the spaces between their hiccups, Guffaws and delighted squeals. The child became aware of quite the opposite sounds. At first, there was just a faint sighing and a small sob. Then came the unmistakable beginnings of a full-on bloodfest.
Want to drink my tears?
Somebody said.
It was hard to make out. Just beyond the brightness of the forest clearing, where the woods got dark, was a shadowy bit that was darker still.
Want to drink my tears.
As the child moved towards it, they saw that the dark place was the entrance to a small cave, and the sad sounds were coming from within it.
Hello? I can hear you crying. Are you all right?
No, and I never will be.
I'll try anything. Who are you? And why are you crying?
I'm an abomination. And that's why I'm crying.
An abomination? What's that?
I'm all wrong.
I miss you, my love.
I just couldn't choose. I was supposed to think really hard and picture myself as either a leaping fish or a fluttering butterfly. But how could I choose just one? Now I'm all messed up.
Show me.
You'll run away.
I won't. I promise.
There was a slithering sound inside the cave, a tiny fluttering too. As the shy creature emerged from the darkness, it glittered and shone like jewels.
Constellation.
Iridescent scales covered it, from fins to tail to wings.
You can fly.
I can't.
The creature then spread its wings, flapped, and rose into the air.
Big
stretch.
You can swim.
I can?
The creature then plunged into the brook and sped through the water.
Big energy.
As it leaped into the air, it flapped its wings again and just kept rising higher. The sparkling, fluttering butterflies and the spotted, spouting fish all gathered near the beautiful creature.
You
can
play with
all
of
of
us.
They cried. The fish taught the creature their spiral dances and how to make the best water spouts. The butterflies showed the creature how to dart through their favorite sun rays while tickling the creature's shining fins.
Constellation.
Bring us to the edge of our...
I know what you
to
did.
make some sense.
The giggling child ran along the brook, chasing the beautiful creature as it jumped from the water, squealing with glee as it brushed them with their wings.
I want to be an abomination.
I miss you, my
Bring
love.
us to the edge. A guffaw is a loud and boisterous laugh.
Guffaw.
I just can't believe it's a real word. I'm sorry. It's English is a construct.
It
Truly.
really is. It's fake, and whoever came up with it can 1v1 me. It's fine. I have the pleasure of introducing our third installation in our triptych in our Peekaboo series. But I had a question. I like thinking about visibility, and especially being visible as an NB in a space full of NBs, which has been really liberating. But I wanted to ask, what have you, in just light of Peekaboo and stuff, what have you stopped hiding from recently?
My feelings.
Aw.
My colors have been bold and colorful.
I feel like in this room, seeing all of the ways we experience NBism, it's just opened that up so much more, that any choice is right? At any choice, every choice, all the choices are right. And to just keep pushing back those ideas of what it's supposed to be, what you're supposed to be, fuck everybody else and what they think you're supposed to be, right? It's like, I'm telling you what I am. I'm showing you what I am. Just believe me.
I'm going to go with the vain answer of stop hiding from the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror, people. You deserve to look at yourself and be like, nice.
We are all so stunning, and it is phenomenal that they let 8 models into a room together. And without further ado, let's hit our third Peekaboo series.
I love you to the moon and back, and all the smaller places in between. I love you when we meet and when we part. I love you fiercely in your absence, this long, how fucking long absence. I don't think this could go any better.
Any better.
This work we do to make this work. Keep it truthful, keep it soft, keep it slutty, keep it smart. Keep me close, even closer. Carry me with you always. I will hold you from here and love you as you move through pain. You fight to heal. It's beautiful. Surprise me. Boo, not like that. I think I was right. You're so silly. You were right. I miss you, my love.
Text me.
Yeah.
Text me. Hit me in the group chat. Send me a DM. Just send me a string of
God
emoji.
damn it. Ah, there we go. It can't kick me out. No, let me stay. Okay. So sorry, I got flustered fighting with Zoom. That's what happens when we're given 10 weeks to mess around in a space together. Thursdays has become such a special part of my week, one of the top 7 days of the week for sure. Thanks, rehearsed. One question I had before we kind of close things off for the evening is, I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm very used to being the only non-binary person in a space, and having to be the expert, the example, the specialist. And so getting to be in a space with 7 other people that share something like that with you, I am curious if getting to see so many different perspectives on NBism, as we're not to be confused with embolism, but so many different perspectives on that same kind of experience. I'm curious to know if that has given you any tidbits, any lessons, anything you're going to be taking forward with life, with creating art. I know for me, the freedom to decontextualize is something that I'm going to be taking forward with me, not having or not feeling the pressure to explain myself. I feel like allows me to try and say more with fewer words, even though I probably use too many words still, but it's letting me try to be more concise at least. Anyone else?
This has really been my first time being in a room with a bunch of NBs, and I'm baby, and I always thought that being queer was like a monolith. You know, I gotta shave my head and be as like thin and white as I can. And it's been really lovely to see all of you exist as NBs and it's people. Shit, we're not monoliths, and so it makes me really happy that I can move forward and not have to hit any like clear quotas.
Yeah. Right, trans people in your place, folks. We exist. We're here. You know, we do our things. We don't always have to play the way we present or whatever. Right, trans people, because yeah.
And then cast us and give us money.
Yes.
For me, I'm definitely going to take away a sense of community that I didn't have before. I think because there's a lot of communities that I'm a part of, and like most of them, I'm like always like feel like kind of a connection, right? Like I'm not alone as a brown person. I'm not alone as an Indian, as a East Indian. I'm not alone as a Indigenous Bornean, etc. But to be in a room with other NBs is the first time I felt that. So taking away from this, I'm going to be like, I don't think I'm ever going to feel quite as alone as a non-binary person anymore. So.
We'll always have our group chat.
Yeah.
If I can ever learn how to turn on WhatsApp notifications. Yes, Jay and Ximena are showing up now because we're going to be tossing it off to them to cap us out. Just letting you know that after we do that kind of final cap, we're just going to have a wee little dance party, experience some queer and trans joy. We invite you, if you want to join us. You can turn on your camera. We're all going to go to gallery view and just kind of jam out for a wee bit to close off the evening, but throwing it off to Jay and Ximena.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the ENBY Ensemble presents a very professional workshop presentation production of their production, the ENBY Ensemble Part 2, the Ungendering, the encore presentation of the ENBY Ensemble present. No, just kidding. I am so thankful to be in this space with so many amazing people. I'm trying to be so generic right now because I'm like going lower on my medication. And I'm like not doing this every Thursday, so I'm a bit of a mess. But I'm so thankful to be in this space with these people. I'm gonna pass it off to Ximena, and then I'll say something, and then we'll be done.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you to the lovely humans in the ensemble, to Jay, who has been a joy to collaborate and like co-facilitate with as first-time co-facilitators on Zoom, to Tanisha and Lisa and Cahoots for trusting us and just inviting us into the space and giving us the support and the resources to be together. Yeah, we just want to make the world a little queerer and more joyful and less tragic. And I feel like it's been a gift to just pursue joy and creativity and freedom inside of the pandemonium alongside all of you. And I think Jay has a really interesting question for
Yeah. You know, we've been talking a lot. When we first made this piece, when we first started making this piece, we were like, let's do anything but gender. Let's do anything but gender. Okay.
It'll not be about gender. The only thing we can't do is talk about gender.
Yeah, we're too evolved to talk about gender because we don't subscribe to gender. And all we did really was talk about gender. And in that, it's because, you know, it's a thing that we have to think about every day, and like how people perceive us, how we perceive ourselves. And in that, I tell cis people across the world, across the globe that are listening, there is a moment where gender is not real. Eventually, we're just going to be these amorphous. You listen to the Kurdishev song. We're just going to be these little glowing orbs roaming around, and we're going to have no gender. So really think of those gender present. I have a question for you. What gender presentation do you put on? What's something that's a fucking a professional workshop process production of your fake gender? Find those times when you can release that. Gender, I hardly knew her. Fuck it. I'm so thankful to have this space. Thank you, Cahoots. Thank you, Ximena. Thank you to all my little ENBYs. It's just been amazing. And thank you all for staying here and hanging out with us. Let's jam out to the gayest song that's happening right now.
So yeah, if you want to
that's the one.
Together,
yeah, right?
Turn your camera on if you want.
Turn your camera on. Let's have some fun.